Giovanezza,
Giovenezza, primavera di bellezza, per Benito Mussolini, per la nostra patria bella. Giovenezza, giovenezza, primavera di bellezza, per Benito Mussolini, per la nostra patria bella. Giovenezza, giovenezza, primavera di bellezza, per Benito Mussolini, per la nostra patria bella.
No man is an island entire of itself.
Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main.
If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less.
Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind.
Therefore, never send to know for whom the bell tolls.
It tolls for thee.
So, you thought you'd come to this island paradise where the Greek poet Homer came thousands of years ago, where Romans invaded 200 years before the Christ, where Goths, Franks, Byzantines and Venetians followed, all of them in bacchanalian delight and cruelty. Well, here you are. Welcome. It's been a summer's haven for warriors and lovers or any tribe the wind blew in. A battleground of human history where the strong beat down the weak. Pagans mauling Christians. Christians butchering Muslims. All of them spitting on the Jews. Now here we are. We've got a winter of discontent blowing through and it should be spring. This borer sweeping down, making people crazy, bringing every kind of disease and disorder with it. Borer, it's a strong and deadly wind that blows like hell, pardon the language. You see these clowns? Mussolini's mafiosi, paraded around in black shirts like they was Roman warriors, persecutors, pestilence, and old ladies praying. It's been that way since ancient times. Speak of warriors, that's my governor's boat docking over there. And he may punch those pugs if they give him any trouble. Or me, if I don't get them heavy bags up to the hotel. For that there, my governor is Mr. Gene Tunney, heavyweight champion of the world. And he's here with his new missus. Sure picked a bad time to come though. This borer sweeping off them Julian Alps, freezing an Englishman's arse off. Damn Zephyr, black shirts, and uppity German tourists, all's here now. Oh, and of course, our Roman ruins, the glory that was Rome. I'd shove them stones and El Duce's bullies into the harbour if it was me. But no, the champ gets on with everyone. And he loves to dig around in them old stones as if he was a Praetorian guard his own self. Yeah. Listen, Bernard Shaw. That petrified geezer friend of his is coming too. Probably on the next ice boat. I ain't hauling no heavy bags for that skinny old sissy. Flapping his gums about socialisms, alcoholisms, old societyisms. No, sir, not if my name's Henry Higgins. Which, believe it happens to be. How these two get on is beyond me. Shaw and his what? Oh yeah, his Fabian friends preaching all over London town. Human rights, women's rights, vegetarian rights. It's poppycock, right? Best stay clear of Duce's hooligans. Better if he kept his literary lip over in Ireland. Ireland's an asylum anyway. Come now, Henry Higgins. You lazy limey, tote them heavy bags. There'll be twice as many when the old geezer's boat gets here. Right's rot, that one. My mate says about him. Complains about everything. Won't take a pint nor roll a smoke with nary a bloke. Anti-war, anti-God, anti-this, anti-that. Should burn his silly plays like they do in Germany. He sure don't deserve to have no Mr. Gene Tunney, heavyweight champion of the world, for his buddy. One more fag before the governor catches me. He don't smoke neither, except for his opponent. He smokes them real good. Here, listen, he beat Jack Dempsey twice. Oh, shat, here he comes. Hello! Hello, welcome to Brioni, Mr. Tunney.
My God, this wind!
It's a cold one. Won't stop neither.
Pessimists, are we? This is my honeymoon. So the blast best give up the ghost and soon.
Ghosts, eh? More than likely make a few before it's over. I've seen many a borough, and this one's a bad one. No, there's no stopping this.
Come, Mr. Higgins. Men are capable of changing things.
You think so, do you? You'll be waiting on Mr. Shaw at the hotel, sir. Bring His Eminence his baggage too. Maybe the Zephyr will blow itself out by then, eh? Excuse me, sir, you dropped this?
Oh, blessed Francis. Thanks, Higgins. My own mother gave me this. Perhaps it'll help with this Bora.
My God! Tess? This cold wind.
This Boro makes us saint of the Sirocco, ma. The Sirocco. That hot wind that blows off Africa.
Well, the Shaws will never come here in this.
Well, now you never know with Mr. Shaw, ma. He's a crusty kangaroo, forever jumping around, causing trouble.
People just say that. My husband, Jean, adores him. They can talk about anything and everything, and they do. Boxing, books, music, Roman ruins. Just like a couple of little boys, they get on so well.
I do know that, Mum. Ooh, this cold. And those damn black shirts! Excuse my language, Mum. Pushing us around.
Well, they better get here, that's all. Jean would be so disappointed.
I expect the ferry from Pola has got to the hotel by now. Looks if the old packet made it, of course. Oh, now you bundle yourself up, Mum. I'll get that.
There to you, Tessie. Miss Shaw's here, and me, hauling bags enough to build a pyramid. The tramp and his honour is at the hotel, waiting on messages.
You watch your mouth, young man, and run them bags up to Bellamare. The walk'll do you good. Oh, see to Mrs. Shaw. Oh, Mrs. Shaw, come on in out of that tempest. Mrs. Tunney is so anxious to see you again. How cute she is.
Oh, Charlotte. How wonderful. I was so frightened you might not make it through the wind.
Oh no, we're independent sorts, GBS and I. When our mind's made up, it takes an army, not some afternoon breeze to stop us. And I so wanted to see you again after our lovely lunch in London. There wasn't enough time then, just the two of us.
Yes, a lovely lunch. And I'm so glad you liked my hat.
Your hat.
Oh, you must remember that the hat with the silk and the flowers.
Oh, of course, forgive me, it was beautiful. But I'm not one for hats and fashion, as we know.
Well, would you believe I've bought 3 more since then? Oh, not so flowery, more formal and reserved. I expect your husband will approve. And it was so good to hear so much about you. There may be much time between us. I mean, from when we were born. And yet I feel we are like sisters.
Yes. We were both certainly lucky to be born in such comfort. Even in County Cork, there were families that lived in comfort, and I was lucky.
Oh, me too. Well, Jean had Irish parents too, of course, as I mentioned at lunch, but, well, he was born pretty poor in Greenwich Village. His love for literature and writing is all his own work. I fell for him, you might say. Simple as that. But you told me.
I told you that I was for years determined never to marry. There were men, 3 or 4 proposals, and one I rather fell for myself. Swedish, unavailable, you might say. Then Shaw.
So you finally gave in.
Or he did. I'll tell you later. He once wrote to me, "Don't fall in love. Be your own, not mine or anyone else's." But he had a very bad accident. I helped him.
Oh, and let me remember, on the 1st of June that year.
Mrs. George Bernard Shaw. And I took up shorthand and typing to help him further.
Oh. Would you say we've been lucky? With our men, I mean.
I guess so. They've certainly been fortunate with each other.
And I have to say, Charlotte, how fortunate I'm feeling in getting to know you better. Now, would you like to freshen up? And then we'll have more tea and talk even more about everything. Oh, this gale.
I'm fine, honestly. This gale feels no worse than the ones Shaw and I faced, peddling our bicycles all over Suffolk when, finally, we were courting. But now, tell me about serious matters. Oh, tell me all about your own wedding. So recent, so special.
Bought peas in the pod days, all of them. The champ and his honour is talking philosophic mumbo jumbo over at the hotel. Well, the dowager and my governor's bride is snuggled in like kin. What's an old lady got in common with a princess then, other than having more money than a Raja? Like you'll have guessed, Polly's spending hers on fine clothes and fancy doings. Well, Miss Shaw runs around London with oddball economists and socialist radicals, supporting suffragette newspapers, votes for women. Votes for women. Have you ever honestly met a woman that wants to vote? She thinks she's going to diminish all our worldly pains. Better if they talked about cricket. Things that really matter.
We're to meet here, my good friend, My good friend and brave Jean Tunny, boxer, actor. What is this? This peculiar creature called man? One of God's failed experiments? Or simply a twisted branch fallen from Darwin's trees? As I said long ago, the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. And you are what? The one who will refashion the world into a new Rome, another Cicero? All you've done so far is to look into Trevi's fountain and see the reflection there, as Narcissus did. Probably smile at the graven image looking back at you. What did I write in Cashel Barrow? Well, my own words at all memorable. For an Oxford-educated audience, you're a great disappointment. I shall now have to delve into my own grey matter. What was it I wrote in Cashel Barrow? Yes, well, it's something like this. Personalities cannot hypnotize him. Reputations cannot frighten him. He does not need to be a brilliant boxer like Carpentier or a terror like Dempsey. He wins by mental and moral superiority combined with plenty of strength. Most certainly is a remarkable character, and it is upon character that he has won. End of quote. Signor Mussolini, perhaps you may be right about one thing. Everybody dies a death corresponding to their own character. And I might add, those who persecute their fellow human beings die alone.
The apple cart, eh? Great title for a book. For a joke. George Bernard Shaw. GBS, we call him. They all do. What would the world be like without him? This raw-boned iconoclast. A writer of books that'll last forever because he cares for humanity. He cares for justice. Scalding the pomposity of patricians who leer down their long noses at everything and everyone. Such penetrating humor. How he makes us laugh at fools and witless wags, slapping their faces with words. Look, this is his latest one, the apple cart. Here, hold on a minute. Here. America decides it wants to rejoin the British Empire. Okay. It's the American character called Van Hatten who's speaking. Here we go. The Declaration of Independence is cancelled. The treaties which endorsed it are torn up. We have decided to rejoin the British Empire. We shall, of course, enjoy Dominion Home Rule under our own presidency. I shall revisit you here shortly. Not as the ambassador of a foreign power, but as High Commissioner to the greatest of your dominions. Your very loyal and devoted subject, sir. But wait, the King of England replies, May I ask, Mr. Van Hatten, with whom did this masterstroke of American policy originate? Frankly, I have become accustomed to regard your president as a statesman whose mouth was the most efficient part of his head. He cannot have thought of this himself. See what I mean about GBS? Nothing, and I mean nothing, is sacred to George Bernard Shaw. Not the Great British Empire, not America. He's artfully brought us back to Aristophanes' scolding satire. What a mark he's made. Another John Ruskin or Dr. Johnson or Shakespeare himself. Shifting is what? It seems that all the world's his stage, and GBS has, in his time, played many parts. But oh, his politics. Ouch. Passionate, persuasive, I'll give him that. But, I tell you, no knowledgeable businessman is ever gonna take him seriously.
Mr. Gene Tunning,
Mr. George Bernard Shaw, no less.
you pugilistic pot of petrified perfection.
Cantankerous as ever. Thank goodness. You look 10 years younger. Let me see. To me, fair friend, you never can be older. For as you were when first your eye I eyed.
You've got me there, my dear chap. I can only guess. Shakespeare. Don't recognise the play, though. Not surprising, my own were so much better. More memorable, maybe. Maybe.
No play, I'm afraid. One of the sonnets. One of my favorites, number 104. Written any sonnets yet?
Not yet, my dear boy. But time will tell.
I'm looking forward. There's one I learned by heart for when I'm not in the ring.
Listen, I can't wait, but later. This is probably the place for children's party recitations.
So right. Let's get out of this icy gale and hide ourselves away from William Hearst's journalistic jackals. They're everywhere. But where's Charlotte?
Oh, I believe she's on the quayside, being blown about with Higgins. Henry Higgins. What a coincidence. Anyway, they're taking the bag right along to your house, and well, I've just come here to this hotel to collect some messages from my London editor.
Giovinezza, Giovinezza, Pavanito Mussolini. Giovinezza.
For this moment, let's away from the news-hound sycophants and Mussolini's pit bulls, and find yourself a bit of comfort over there by the window overlooking the sea. That's better. A plushy chair, nice cup of tea. Well, here we are. Athena's wine dark sea. Bit rough today though. Reminds me of a Dunleary barmaid. Ha! Ha! Well, we're well away from those tobacco fiend news hounds and follow you everywhere. We hope we can find at least a bit of rest here from the God's great tempest and this Bora, this gale. Let's hope it blows those pot-bellied, puffer-bellied newsboys and the tedious black shirts right off this isle. But anyway, tell me all about your great big wedding day due in Rome.
Oh, I'm nearly ruined by the press, boys. Though the Vatican and the Grand Hotel de Russi did an extraordinary job keeping the ceremony secret. Polly was radiant. The Monsignor, an old family friend. And Thornton Wilder was there. Oh, and you would have loved the Mendelssohn. But the newsgoons finally caught up to us fleeing the hotel. It was mayhem.
Standard fare for Rome's baboon and his regime. But you mentioned Wilder. Thornton Wilder. You know, I've just picked up his latest book. What's it called? The Bridge of
The Bridge of San Luis Rey. Yeah, his latest.
That's the one. Oh, I've just read the first part though. Sure he can write. Not sure about all his God stuff though. In this story, a bridge collapses, yes, and people drown. And then there's some bloke called Brother
Juniper.
That's the one. A Franciscan monk, no less. Well, he gathers evidence to show that the beginning and end of a person is all part of God's plan for that person.
It's a great book. A winner, mark my words. Anyway, you asked about the big day. big day. I was tense and exhausting. Polly was shaken. Enough about that. Come on. You must tell me. This new play everyone is talking about? The apple cart? I've been taking a look. You tip over the cart to expose the rotten apples, is that right?
Yes, like that Roman clown Mussolini. He continues to inform us about all the empty thrones in Europe, just waiting for capable men to fill them. These capable men he has in mind are new kings, or just idols. The least we can hope is that they draw the line at being cruel. So, yes, I tried to tip over the apple cart, as you might say.
It's true about Mussolini. Graceless gladiators seem to be popping up everywhere, especially in the Roman Forum. Sporting events like my own should be left to the world of entertainment, not politics. Perhaps, just for these few days, it is my honeymoon, remember? We can forget earthly troubles and refresh ourselves with manners and civility.
Let's hope so, my boy. And for this moment, let's be as young as you are and consider ourselves fortunate. For he who does not consider himself fortunate is unfortunate.
Samuel Butler, The Way of All Flesh. A summit of human achievement. And it was you who said that.
Yes. Very good, my boy. I can see that lovely head of yours hasn't suffered too many knocks. Speaking of knocks, Steve, I've got to tell you about something glorious that happened to me as I was making my way to join you here today. Please be patient. On such journeys, as we know, there are always somewhere at some times queues where we have to be patient for a while, to be still, well, silent maybe, and then we resume our travels. You know what I mean? But in one such place, this quite wide-eyed and jocular individual with upright red hair and a shining nose grabbed me by the arm. His mouth was wide and his ears pointed, reminding a bit like those gargoyles in Notre Dame. Yeah, he said.
But you didn't hit him, I hope.
No, my boxing days are long behind me. I simply said yes. Then he said, if I can catch his tone, now something? That's it. Now something? And I said, well, I thought I knew one or two things. Then he said, you look just like that big twat who keeps writing all of those, forgive the language, flappy plays. Berkey Shaw, George Berkey Shaw. Never ever told you you look just like him. You're much better looking now. By a mile. He writes rubbish. My new acquaintance told me. He talks rubbish. He eats rubbish. He never drinks with one of the blokes. And he looks rubbish with that beard and his plus fours. I happen to be wearing flannels for the journey. He's a disgrace to England, my new friend said. What? I don't believe he's Irish. Ha! That explains it, my new friend said. Dafters versus the Irish. Well, I think I may have met him, I said gently. Ha! You can't forget a daft geezer with chops like that. But if you do happen to meet him again, tell him the missus and me and a few of me mates say we're for him all right, provided he keeps away from the posh folk and the odd toffee noses. Some of his ideas could work out. Then he leaned in to whisper in my ear. Now something, he said again. You could get away with impersonating him, you know? Make a few bob, mate, make a few bob. So here you have, Warren Chap, your very own perfect copy reproduction of the big twat, George Berkey Shaw, at your service.
Fame is the spur, eh?
Ah, for some, for some. But as for you, my boy, retired now from the sweet science of boxing, I suppose. So what next? A poet? Getting to grips with the life force? Bringing eternal truths out of chaos? The eternals, I call them. Begin to dream dreams and to see visions, as the old prophet Joel put it.
Yes, I'm too young to rest, to rust. But philosophy? It's a bit of a stretch for a pugilist, isn't it?
Nonsense, my boy. William James, the father of psychology, admonished us regarding the cause of human failure. It is man's lack of faith in himself. It's a lonely road, yes. Full of doubts and troubles, yes, but at least it keeps us from goose-stepping the rest of the herd. But it was Nietzsche who confirmed it. No price is too high to pay, he wrote, for the privilege of owning yourself. Yes, you, Ian Tunney, champion of the world, you can cross that Philistine bull ring to the pantheon of philosophy with that mental speed and that good heart, which are clearly yours. Leave the ring dance behind, full of blood and carrion. Awaken your sleeping encephalon with aesthetics. Help create an even sweeter science, one that might and should glorify mankind. Yes, you've done well, but now leave the pugilists who stand toe to toe for hours. Rise and endure. Yes, like Plato and Nietzsche. Not too much, eh? Sitting on a fat wallet becomes uncomfortable. Make some music. What endures? Shakespeare's Hamlet, the plays of Shaw. Ha! Who knows? What does endure, Jean, eh? What endures? What dies? What do we no longer need or respect?
Perhaps we are part of all we have met, and experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that unraveled world. How dull it would be to make an end to rust, not to shine in use, as though to breathe were life.
Yes, yes. Very good. Drink life to the lees, my boy. I'll soon have to refer to you as Alfred Lord Tunnyston. But you know, even the great minds miss the point. Youth, like spring, is an overpraised season. More frigid winds like that brackish bora over the sea out there than gentle breezes. April's apple blossoms are more than repaid by ripe fruits of autumn, are they not? Well, Dr. Johnson believed that, and so do I. Death's a bother, of course. Sure, we spend our lives on the metaphorical slopes of Vesuvius anyway, just waiting for the next eruption. So, best to forget it.
In some deep way, I know I must be myself. What truth to something within me. There was, forgive me, I read your Devil's Disciple a while ago, and there was a speech, Dick Dudgeon, I think it was, explaining why he must do and what he must do. I guess I read it through so many times, I learned it by heart. There'll be mistakes, but it's something like this, forgive me. I have no motive and no interest. All I can tell you is that when it comes to the point whether I would take my neck out of the noose and put another man's into it, I can't do it. I don't know why not. I see myself as a fool for my pains, but I could not and I cannot. I was raised by the law of my own nature, and I may not go against it. Gallows, or no gallows.
Bravo. Bravo, my boy. Almost perfect. I am flattered. You'll make an actor yet, my boy.
But what you were saying, we're standing on the metaphorical slopes of Vesuvius, just waiting for the next eruption, so best to forget it? No. I believe a man needs faith to be ready. Are you? Ready.
I suppose there is that. Goodness me, look at the time. Ha, how it runs away with us. We don't dash, we'll miss lunch. Polly hasn't forgotten, has she, that I'm a vegetarian?
They that have power to hurt, and will do none, that do not do that thing they most do show, who, moving others, are themselves a stone, cold, unmoved, and to temptation slow. They rightly do inherit heaven's graces, and husband nature's riches from expense. They are the lords and owners of their faces, others but stewards of their excellence. The summer flower is to the summer sweet, though to itself it only live or die. But if that flower with base infection meet, the basest weed outbraves his dignity. For sweetest things sour by their deeds. Lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds.
Come on, I'm starving. We don't want to let the mustard green and the broccoli and the new potatoes to get cold, do we, eh?
These windows, black shirts could not even raise a flag of Mussolini. Yes, they would have a problem. And why is that? My Maria, she says. It's just the cold wind. Oh, you have a problem myself sometimes getting my own flag up the pole. Just nature. It happens. Be born. Be melancholy. And maybe your flag is too tiny. Don't let it worry. It is fate, my friend. It is written in the stars. It's impossible to be a real man when we're under the thumb of those stupid brutes. Caterina. More wine. Please, Signorina.
Yes, my lord.
And you say, my lord, to those black shirts too?
What of it? They treat me well enough.
I bet.
A nice tip sometimes. Dinner. Who's to complain? It's more than I get from the likes of you.
And those Roman dogs get a little extra bone, yes. An hour or so in the back room with the lovely Caterina. Sometimes one, sometimes two. Those dogs will go to hell, you know. But they will never see me. And what makes you so sure that a little slug like yourself could escape the fires of hell? Fires you so honestly deserve. I have my ticket. Quick! More wine for Fabrizio. The wind makes him gonzo. My ticket, yes. To a lounge chair. Next to a big radio. Song from Enrico Caruso. Sipping a fine glass of Valpolicella, I suppose. Valpolicella and her sister Bella with cousin Ella.
Oh, shut up, Giuseppe!
Dressed for hot weather. I'm serious, my friend. I have my ticket from the priest. My ticket to paradise. Caruso, radio, forever and ever. You are drunk. You think so? Listen. Every Sunday before Mass, I got a confession. The priest said,
Hey, Fabrizio, it's you again. Must be Sunday. Give me the least.
and I will him all my sins. The what? The least. I write them all down, see? Trasgressioni. Every week, I write them down and tell them to the priest. Oh, sometimes it's not so bad. I have good weeks. He tells me how many these and how many that's to say to the rosary, and then I am forgiven. Understand? There is a place reserved for me in heaven. So I say to the priest, can I have a lounge chair?
He says, sure.
Can I have a radio?
He says, sure.
Caruso
Sure.
would put another 200 lire in the plate. That will help. So I'm okay, see? No L, no damnation. Good times with my ticket.
You are as mad as that sweet Angelina who tends the cows. She, it is known, is out of her mind.
They say the border goes. And this wind blows. Strange things happen. Her trial is tomorrow for killing her husband. You say the border caused it. My patuti! What made Angelina not so were the hot nights her husband Massimo spent with that one out there.
No. Her lawyer says that she is innocent, but I tell you, this wind makes strange things happen. The plague might come.
Then, stalks are right. Strange things, I tell you. You are crazy.
Arrivederci.
Hello!
First time the lads showed up.
Begorra! That translates she grins, Jean, and with a Killarney accent. Hear it, which implies that this woman understands nothing.
And how would a Dublin-born whiskey whistler like yourself know that?
A saucy lass, Jean. Such vitality in women. It's the burning fury of creation. How are you, Tess? And I don't recall ever drinking a drab of the Dublin devil.
Well, you could have fooled me. Now, I hope you two tea-toddlers have brought an appetite. Oh, I fixed your favourites, Mr. Shaw. Mustard greens, Brussels sprouts, and new potatoes, just like home.
Home, not that, not Island of Parnell and his patroons, not that. These days it's civilised London town, or at least they speak the King's English. Where's Polly?
Oh no, she's upstairs napping. When Mrs. Shaw came straight away from the dock with that Higgins and their bags, she and Mum had tea. Oh, they carried on like they'd known each other forever and still had stories to swap. Then Mrs. Shaw went to freshen up. Now that sounds like them now.
Oh, hello there, you
Ah, the exquisite Aphrodite, holy Lord Toddy. How is life on Olympus?
cold. But Charlotte has been warming me up with the best chat, and I think Tess has lunch ready. Welcome. Higgins has already taken our overnighters up to Bellamare.
Welcome, Charlotte. Polly and I were so glad you braved the elements to join us.
Oh, nothing. We're used to rough treatment from the elements. Can't be as windy as the London tabloid papers.
I'll escort his honour to our table.
Oh yes, now sit. Everyone sit. Now, Mr. Shaw, don't you let your Brussels sprouts get cold. Mr. Tony, these scampi are fresh. Just simply brought them from the dock this very morning.
Yes, thank you, Tess. Charlotte, you're a brave woman.
Is it often this cold?
Only when I arrive. I believe that St. Patrick's trying to drive me off the planet. He's the patron saint of purgatory, you know. Not that anyone would dare a visit to him there.
But you might prefer Hades, sir, where all the snakes have gone. Could be it's an invitation St. Patrick is sending you and only you.
Carrying a drop of the venom there yourself, weren't we, Tess? Does that give you such an Irish glow?
You can ignore him, my dear. It's his wild philandering imagination that encourages him to spar with young lasses.
Now, Charlotte.
GBS, you give yourself far too much credit with the days.
They're a devilish lot, they are, for sure. Don't give them too much regard.
But I do. St. Francis, now Padre Pio, and all the miracles, they're celestial ambassadors.
Balderdash and illusions, my dear friend. Conjurers, a bunch of Houdinis, all of them. Mankind was gifted with two things: intelligence and imagination. His intelligence couldn't always explain the mysteries, so his imagination did. And so we've lived our life from one romantic fairy tale to another from the beginning. It was the Greek historian Herodotus who, with his last breath, said, "In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons." Then Charon rode them all to Hades across the river Styx. And your Christians, well, your Christians guide us through the pearly gates. And the Vikings, well, the Vikings paddle to Valhalla. Your Mormons, they long for Zion. And so your Muslims, a fanciful paradise. What are we to make of this, eh? When the mind leaves off, the fairy tale begins. As for me, my mind is at rest. Whatever is, is.
One never knows, dear. By taking refuge in your logic, you'd cut yourself off from mystical possibilities. It's so easy to disbelieve what cannot be seen.
We must keep our hearts and minds open.
Well, my father always said, right living, good cooking, let the chips fall where they may. I'll just see about more tea.
Personally, I'm with Sherlock Holmes. It is not merely a coincidence, Watson. I've seen too many natural wonders, too many marvels to believe it's all one big colossal accident.
The longer we live, dear, the more evidence there is for God.
Then she certainly has an unusual sense of humour.
What does your intuition tell you?
Science proves that some things exist. Morality tells us that one something is better than another. Religion says that the best somethings are eternal, an affirmation which cannot be proven. Therefore, I am an atheist, and every day I thank God for it. You know, we know only what we can see, hear, feel, or smell. Just like I see you, my friend. Look, Charlotte, and to think that I myself predicted this man in my very first novel, Cashel Barron's Profession, a book nobody would publish. What a man he is, I wrote. A gentleman, born and bred, champion of the world, sober, honest, and as spotless as an unborn babe. And here we are, having lunch with this very same character 40 years after I wrote that.
Enough, Shaw. It's not like you. Tess says you never say anything good about anybody.
You know, way back, the critics tried to drown me in the Irish Sea. Critics, sure, they're no more than deckhands on the ferry to Holyhead. They may know the direction, but they can't sail the ship. Now, I knew one day you'd show up. Champion of the world, gentleman, and scholar as well.
Who married the beautiful aristocratic Lydia, as I recall the story.
Yes, yes.
Who married a beautiful and sophisticated lady way above his status, you mean?
So you've read it then, the novel?
Think I'd miss it? I've read almost everything you've written, including your music reviews in the London World. But all that does not make me Cashel Byron.
No, no, no. You showed us the sweet sides when you beat Dempsey with your fists, with fortitude and felicity.
You English. Tess! This man is worse than a critic. He's a flatterer.
Oh, why can't a woman be more like a man? Men are so honest, so thoroughly square, eternally noble, historical, fair.
Oh, how very kind of you, dear Linz, to invite me. It is so long since we've seen you. Dear doctor, I would love to come, but I cannot. I am sorry. It is my surgery schedule. It is simply too...
Work, 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 all the time. Our wives have been talking and both of them are tired of us working, always working. My wife has persuaded Gertrude to come, but she won't travel here without you. Elder says you are not happy in Berlin these days and you need a rest.
She is right. I would like to spend some time out of Germany, so that I can see what others think of us. And Gertrude doesn't nag. You know, she and Helga missed the chance to gossip the way they did at school. But, dear doctor, it is my schedule. I feel like Prometheus chained to a rock here, this hospital.
Ah, you haven't seen Brioni, my friend. It is the jewel of the Adriatic Sea. Listen, Kaiser Wilhelm, Archduke Ferdinand, even our great novelist Thomas Mann, all of them have vacationed here. Tradition has it that even the very father of medicine, Hippocrates, traveled to this mysterious island. Oh, you must come. It is fantastic. And it will make both Gertrude and Helga jump for joy.
Ah, yes, Hippocrates. The Hippocratic Oath. First, do no harm. But, dear doctor, do not forget my own father's corollary. First, do no harm, but do something. Oh, what a pair you are, you and Gertrude, ganging up on me for a visit. But it isn't just that. I've had a premonition, a sort of sixth sense, if you will, as if I'm being drawn. I cannot shake it off. So much of medicine is intuition. Bare facts limit us. Science, as we know, often begins with intuition and then finds a design to prove it. But do not, dear Lenz, whatever you do, mention any of this to your other friends here. They are nervous enough these days.
Quite right, Doctor. Some of my friends in the National Socialist Party might not take kindly to your views. They are stern and they think practical. So, you will agree to come here waiting.
God does not play dice with the universe. Also the good Albert Einstein concluded.
But he's a Jew.
Oh, Lenz, why do people believe all this tripe and propaganda? The propaganda about Jews. Take Maimonides, the greatest physician of them all. He was a devout Jew. No, dear Lenz, take my advice and stick to medicine. Leave politics to the shallow and the short-sighted. Do that, yes, and then I promise to check with surgery.
Excellent.
I'm sorry. I know you want to start a family right away, but this wind or something is upsetting me.
When Providence provides, our children will be our gifts to God. Go, get some sleep. I'll see to our guest.
Enough. Come, my Castle Baron. Let's take a turn by the Bristly Sea. And then I can spit in the eye of the old St. Patrick.
I doubt, Bernard Shaw, that even you have the wind for that. I am up for a walk, though. But drop it with all this Cashel Byron fiction, even if I did win a girl of culture and refinement.
Well, if you really insist, but I shall always say that, in addition to acknowledging my stature as the undoubted playwright of the age, also predicted Jean Tully. I never doubted your ability to blow a punch at anyone or to find a wonderful princess like that. So you mustn't doubt my ability to blow off this Bora by taking a jab at the old St. Patrick.
Clinch.
Wonderful. You two disappear. I'll wait for Polly so we can discuss what really matters. A woman's role in remaking a merciful and just society.
Interesting.
Perhaps we shouldn't leave. These two might change the planet by the time we return.
Anything is possible. We shall sit by the window and watch you struggle with the forces of nature as we calmly plot her course. And then we'll freshen up and maybe even have lunch ready when you come back.
And perform how many of Hercules' labours while you're at it?
We'll see, dear.
You really have found Avalon on this island, Jean, with its ancient ruins and manicured villas. Ignore for the moment this wind and my personal provocateur, St. Patrick, as well as these black-shirted goons who patrol this paradise.
Quite right. The wind and the men-at-arms may haunt us, but not the saints, eh? And don't tell me you're such a skeptic that you're willing to dismiss them all. Every single one? You did, as I recall, write St. Joan.
Ah, the Maid of Orleans. What a girl. 10 times any man, but hardly a saint. Do you actually think that Joan spoke with St. Catherine, just like I am speaking with you? I mean, absurd. Joan had what I would like to call an evolutionary appetite. Her so-called hunger for spiritual knowledge was what grew from, let's say, hyper-pituitary induced fantasy. Freud might call subliminal impulses. Not that Joan was sexual or pretty or even smart. She was a product of her time. She was a child of the 15th century, indoctrinated with Dante's Inferno. This is the 20th century, Gene. Science has become religion. Man created God, just as he created the concept of time, because he has no answer for death. It was the supposed voice of St. Catherine that betrayed Joan to the flames, just as the saints betray all.
You're wrong. The world exists because God is.
God, if he were to exist at all, would have had to create the world by what he did. You know, something must come from something, just as an oak comes from an acorn.
Wrong again, GBS. If God exists, and I believe the evidence is indisputable, the world exists because he is, not because of what he does. You know, and just because you wrote St. Joan does not mean you possess her. Shakespeare wrote about her too, remember, and he does not own her psyche or that of Hamlet's.
You actually think that mortals have conversations with God, like the way some politicians say they do, over perhaps a nice cup of Twining's tea and a lovely bit of Stilton. There is no knowing without proof.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamed of in your philosophy.
Cute. A good line, I suppose. Not to be forgotten.
Just like your own lines and plays will be remembered.
God forbid, I hope not.
You don't want to be remembered. Your
Look,
work.
look, I write for now, for this time, and for these people to try and knock some sense into them.
And the future?
In future, the people of the future won't need clowns and jesters like me. With luck, some hope, they have come to their senses, grown up. We may not have had the final war of all time. They say the war to end all wars. But you know, these dummies in their black shirts and anthems, they'll always try to turn innocent and decent folk against one another. I mean, what more can I say, G?
Well, I mean, the thing that I don't get is that you're so bold to think you know the mind of God without question, without some sense of wonder. The mind does not always beat the heart.
The hearts of men are on the highlands, my dear boy.
And what about prayer? Prayer is powerful. Mother believed that.
Prove it, Pete, pugilist.
It is might. Not just might.
You didn't become heavyweight champion of the world by praying for a knockout.
I became champ from balance. Fast hands, fast feet, a good 1-2 combination. First, with Charles Darwin, I evolved. Then the blessings of St. Francis, and I aspired. Man's an animal, okay. He must fight to survive. But he was also made in the image of God, and must balance survival with morality.
This God of yours, such an interesting persona. You know, his countenance hasn't changed much through the ages. Zeus, Jupiter, Atom, Africans, Chinese, even the Celts. So they've all had dozens, even hundreds of spitting images of a hero, defined by the traditions of their time and place. Gods, with all their dogma, even yours, Gene, are too much like that fatalist John Calvin, who divided us all into two categories, the saved or the damned. And it seems all we can do is draw a lucky number. The saved, well, they're expected to abide by good behaviour. The rest of us, we can act like apes.
Let me show you something.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Your wedding.
Yes. It was a glorious wedding. Our schedules to begin were a bit chaotic. I only had a day to get ready. But it all turned out. more than I expected. Of course, we didn't anticipate the paparazzi. That was frightening. All those camera bulbs flashing in my face, blinded. For a moment, I thought we might be crushed. But Jean parted the reporters like Moses dividing the Red Sea. Then we pushed through the pushing men to the waiting motor car. Tense? Oh, yes. But an adventure to last a lifetime. Oh, and the Grand Hotel de Russy's royal apartments, once used by Tsar Nicholas II. Exquisite. The courtyard, heavenly scented by flowering trees. It is a moment forever held in my mind, frozen in time. There with a marbled reproduction of Michelangelo's Madonna della Scala behind the altar, which was blanketed with white roses. I wore a favorite ensemble with long gilded sleeves and a knitted cloche, after Marguerite in Gounod's Faust, my favorite opera. It was a moment of magic. But enough. You, Charlotte, you must tell me more about how it was to be courted during the last days of Queen Victoria.
There was nothing gilded about that. I courted him. As I told you, we met through friends and I was staying at Stratford St Andrew in Suffolk. They'd invited me for a visit, along with the man that they then considered to be my future husband. He bored me to death. But George Bernard Shaw was invited too. Now, he was interesting. We discussed everything. Religion, philosophy, talking late into the night. Then it was bicycle rides all over the countryside, even philandering with public displays of affection. Our charming dance lasted for over a year, until finally I'd had it. I asked him to marry me. He refused.
No.
Shaw did not want people to think he was chasing after my fortune when he was poor and little known. But it was rather painful, so I fled the country. He wrote me a sweet farewell letter saying marriage to anyone, even him, was a trap to be avoided, and that if we were to be together, it would work itself out. Shortly after, there was that crucial accident. He couldn't walk for months. I came back, nursed him, helped with his writing. I made myself indispensable. And so finally, he asked me to marry him. It was a practical accommodation between two very independent souls, not the Romeo and Juliet romantic fairy tale your own marriage was. But it has worked for 30 years.
So you didn't consider children?
Oh God, no. Shaw was 40 and I was 38 when we married. Besides he was wedded to his career. I was afraid of having children, particularly that part of the process that begets them.
That's never bothered me. I'm enthusiastic. I'd like to give my husband sons who become legends like Virgil's Aeneas.
And so you should. The soul of a woman is unique and should be allowed to follow its own destiny. That's why I founded the new Free Woman after the first publication was closed down. We are not chattels to be herded about. Men's and women's souls are inherently equal. As your Declaration of Independence puts it, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We are not required to give up our womanly treasure in return for a man's protection, his money, or his pride. Man's wealth is a trap, as much as any woman's honey trap. You and I are free enough to let our souls choose. A free woman was a voice in the wilderness. Shaw believed in me in my paper. It was a time when he was thinking through his play, press cuttings about London suffragettes, about the rights of women to fight for their freedom and the freedom of the children they bear. Perhaps your epitaph will be creator of the sons of Aeneas, just as mine may be a life raft for lost souls.
Oh, bless you, Charlotte, for your strength and your sagacity. So be it. We shall carve those stones. But now I find I must rest before they return. Well, this wind or something has left me exhausted.
Higgins, what is it?
It's Mum. Something's terribly wrong. She could be dying. I need to get my passport stamped in order to get off the island, to get home.
Yes, of course.
But you see, sir, the black shirts won't stamp my passport unless
Unless what, Higgins?
I agree to work with them, sir, and won't spy on anyone they tell me to.
And will you do this?
Yes, sir, I have to. It's my mother.
Your mother would be ashamed. So am I. You'd be behaving just like them, a traitor. Go on, get out of here. Higgins, wait. I'll see what I can do.
So what's this? A relic from the Crusades. Surprised they haven't ripped out all the floor tiles and sold them at the town bazaar, promising tourists an indulgence or a cure for whatever ails them. What's now? What are we here? Digging a well, are we?
More ill than well, signore. Actually, it's for them that's beyond ill.
Any Pezzo can see that.
Well, I've been called crazy before, but in graver matters.
This one won't play Pazzo Fabri. He's not crazy. Ni parla!
They call your spade a spade, man, and tell us for who or whom you dig.
Hey, now this buffone's starting. Hey, shall I spade him too?
Might not be for the best, Fabri. He looks a bit like they want to put Jack Dempsey on the ground. For whom we dig, sir? For no particular man nor woman either. But for whom is for whatever corpse this Bora wind or those black shirts brings us. You see, Senatore, tomorrow's a holiday, and we ain't digging. It's St. Rocco's Day.
And we ain't doing no digging.
And who's to say that this wind or Mussolini's maggots will provide goods to fill your footlocker on St. Rocco's Day?
Wait, didn't Rocco perform miracles to heal bodies, not bury them?
Well, you don't know the power of a Zephyr, signor. Or the madman who's steering our ship of state.
And together they bring that cretino with the hoodah and sigh. Morte death, I mean, sir. There's no stopping him no matter what the day. You can tell the Bora and wars have been here before. Read the tombe.
As your poet Frost says, provide, provide.
Or as your poet says, never sent to know for whom the spade digs. Digs for thee.
Aye, what fools we mortals be.
Rocco cured people of the plague as he wandered from town to town. Saints are more than magicians.
Did you read my Don Juan in Hell? Beware, all fools who enter here.
Oh, my faith is an offering to hope. Shall we enter? Or are you scared?
Sure. Is this it, Jean? Heaven?
There are more things in heaven and earth, GBS. Look here. Surely some higher power made the stars. One day, perhaps one day, your much-loved science will fly close enough to catch up.
What did you have in mind, Jean? One of Mr. Ford's Tin Lizzies? I think not. Those madcap motor cars fume even more than a London editor. Just think what it'd be like, Gina, if everyone had motor cars. Phew.
Worse than your city's Bakerloo line.
No, my dear friend, I'm more like your St. Thomas. Doubt everything until you can see it for yourself.
Doubt everything.
Nullius in verba, as London's Royal Scientific Society chaps claim, on the word of none.
They didn't teach us much Latin in Hell's Kitchen. But this divine doubt of yours, it echoes to me like hubris. Look beyond it. There are signs, evidence. What you too often see, GBS, may only be your own ego. Look behind it. Look deeper. There are signs.
Show me. Show me.
Signora, venire, come. No ghost this. Look. Look. And now, a big owl. No owls here since the time of Pompey's legionnaires.
A sign?
Polly, dear, you look peaked. Are you all right?
I'm not sure, Charlotte. I have a dull pain in my side, a headache, and I'm exhausted.
You go on and rest. I'll take care of things here. Make sure the men have their tea when they come back from their walk. Go rest.
Such an angel, are you sure?
It was probably something at lunch. A rest will do you good. Tess, will you come and clear up?
Are you the one tonight set for tea, Mrs. Shaw?
Oh, Tess, please call me Charlotte. This wind will drive us all mad unless we stick together.
It's not the wind, Mom. That'll blow itself out eventually. It's those damn black shirts that bother me. Acting so superior, pushing everyone around. They're just like those bullies in Berlin who go around smashing store windows and passing laws against anyone who disagrees with them. Ooh, I hate superiority.
It's the times, dear. They'll blow away eventually like the wind. Though Shaw thinks differently. He feels their menace.
Oh, for him, Mom. He may be a bit starchy for some, but he wouldn't hurt a ladybug.
Una furtiva lacrima negli occhi suoi spuntò, quelle festose giovani cercando io voi, che più cercando io voi, mamma, sì, mamma, lo vedo, lo Did you hear?
What?
What happened to Angelina, you dunce?
I've been busy. And anyway, we covered that last night.
No, Fabrizio. What happened after Angelina put the axe through Massimo's head? And alas, my poor Caterina, your Massimo is dead. And you must find another one. Seriously, I trust not one of those bully black shirts who soon be sent back to their Roman wives.
It won't be you, you cad. What about your wife? Now tell us, at court today, what the avocado said.
He's maybe smart or maybe a coward. But I think he's smart. He says he can't decide. Decisions here are made from traditions handed down by the ancients, as well as the laws of the Republic. Now that Il Duce has made a cornuto of the assembly, he must decide.
She killed my Massimo. She must pay. That's the law.
No. Giuseppe's right. It was the wind that killed him. It made Angelina crazy. Our customs say it wasn't her fault. The gods of Caesar are greater than the Republic or El Duce.
Then where is my revenge?
Caterina, my love, there is no law but Il Duce. That is what the judge is saying. He wears the purple now, and he doesn't want any trouble. As for the gods, Fabrizio, you must ask about this when you cash in your ticket and get to paradise, relaxed in your lounge chair, listening to Caruso, sipping a fine Valpolicella.
Then tell me, Giuseppe, who decides who lives or dies? Tell me that if you wish to win my favors.
Always, it has been the one who carries the biggest stick.
Ah, then I am for going to confession with Fabrizio.
What? And repeat some silly dogma?
I'm a practical woman. What have I got to lose?
Let his doubt destroy his soul, Caterina. He's a hyena anyway.
You sure you want even money for who wins? I'll give you a couple of extra strokes. I can hit the ball a Killarney mile, you know.
Sure. But you can't punt though. We'll play evens at just a 9. We're not politicians after all.
Sometimes I wish we were. Take President Hoover, for example. For all his engineering genius, he's got us on the ropes. My stocks don't start coming back soon.
I never could stomach that man. Maybe fine for rich folk, I suppose.
You better hope I can't putt. Hoover's done well for now. But the forces of the world are changing. Time is out of joint.
Hoover's economics are like my golf shots. They shank. I was wrong before. Just now. They won't need me. They won't need my plays. But there is a danger. Germany, again, looking for revenge, longing to rearm. The Versailles Treaty was a disaster. The war to end all wars. Peace now. Piffle after all. They take us for fools. Germany was humiliated while nary a Tommy nor a Yank fought on her soil. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if the German people began to believe that funny little man with his black brushed moustache under his nose and rattling his Prussian sabre, shouting at the top of his voice, "Hail glory!" Our worldly potentates act like sultans of insanity.
Germany's been KO'd. You have to get back up. When Dempsey hit me, the long count they called it, I knew I just had to get up off that mat. If you don't, you die. That's Darwin, survival of the fittest.
Is that the only reason why men fight?
No, it's our Irish blood.
I'm English now.
Men fight to win, to conquer, to control. So where's the balance? Without morality, man can't survive. For now, we can destroy everything. Well, everything we cherish. In the ring, we fight for self-worth, not to conquer nations. Let's just pray the world regains its balance.
Yes.
You know, prayer is powerful. Yeah, I mean, I prayed to get up off the mat when Dempsey hit me. I pray now that my country will get back up on its feet so the world can be secure.
Yes. I might even pray for that.
Well, you think your voice might matter after all.
Any prayers I might make would be only phony. That's forgotten.
You said your plays would be forgotten too. Let me tell you, your plays will be remembered for years to come because you tackle the issues. Just like Shakespeare, your only rival. You do it with a wink. Now, mark my words. 100 years from now, in the 21st century, your plays will be seen over and over again in theaters and picture houses, never forgotten. Why? Because like me, you're in the ring. Except you tackle with the fist of your mind and your tongue, always in your cheek.
You'll be telling me next that they'll be singing and dancing to my play. Just imagine. John Tanner does the tango, or St. Joe the ballet. As I recall, the Doolittles had something to say in my Pygmalion. I don't need less than deserving man. I needs more. I don't eat less hearty than him, and I drinks a lot more. All I want is a bit of entertainment, because I'm a thinking man. I want cheerfulness and a song and a band for when I feel low. But sure, in 100 years from now, let's say 2029, yes, the Doolittles will have their fill. They want for nothing. And so my comedy will at last be buried. No need to question that in the time ahead.
An optimist who does not believe in God.
Yes, but a bit like, what's that fella's name? Goodness gracious me now.
Well, chances are we're both going to be forgotten about. Left in the old trash can of time. Written about, perhaps, by some keen scholar who wants to resurrect people of the past.
Yes. Oddballs, I suppose. Who speak too much, talk too much, and care too much. In November last year, in New York, there was a new kind of movie, Mickey Mouse, called Steamboat Willie, as I recall. I bet that sort of thing will grow and grow. Quite right too. Distraction, fun.
Well, mark my words, whatever happens, the necessity of God and prayer, the trust in goodness will endure.
Put like that, eh? Put like that, who could argue? Who could argue with a knockout champ? We're home, ladies! Out of St. Patrick's infernal wind at last. The old snake charmer has beaten me again. Maybe I should just get used to it. Where's Polly?
She's resting, dear. She still doesn't feel well. Tess has called the doctor.
Oh, I'll go check on her. What heart could have thought you past our devisal? Oh, filigree petal. Fashioned so purely, fragile, surely, from what imagineless paradisal metal too costly for cost. Who hammered you, wrought you, from Argentine paper? God was my shaper.
And I felt your voice, your eyes, piercing blue diamonds of light.
How do you feel?
Weak. My side. It helps if I pull my knee up.
We've called for the doctor, Dr. Letts. He should be here shortly. They're having tea now, but I'll stay with you.
Go back. Rest. Mind soon.
Fairest things have fleetest ends. Their scent survives their close. But the rose's scent is bitterness to him that loves the rose.
Oh, how is she, Mr. Jimmy?
Not well, I fear. This is one blow I did not see coming.
It's from the scampi, I'll bet.
It's this foul wind or the evil times or just rotten luck.
We never know, do we? That's why we believe in God.
Perhaps. Now, let's have some dinner.
Where's the doctor? He should be here by now.
How good is he, this island doctor?
I don't know. He's been on Brioni a long time. That must be him. I'll see to it. Tess, please, look after everyone. Just carry on, please. Doctor, thank you for coming. I'll take you in to see her and then leave you to your own diagnosis. We'll be just in here when you're done. Let's hope he knows his stuff.
Yes, let's. I've always surmised that these rural physicians were rejects, hiding from centres of medical science.
Yeah, let's just hear him out, shall we?
Yes. Goodness me, back already, that was quick.
Yes, here I am. Nothing to worry yourselves about. Please, carry on with your dinner. Mrs. Honey is a nasty case of food poisoning. Shellfish, probably. It's quite common here.
I thought so.
But what would you recommend, Doctor?
Rest, and more rest. It must work its way through. I've given her mild purgative to help. She needs sleep. She's young, strong, perhaps only a few days. Please, call me if there's any change. Mr. Danny, I'm at your service. Now, you can relax and finish your meal.
I'll see the doctor out, sir.
Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Doctor. Well, that's a relief. Though I can hardly eat. I'll just go see if she's resting.
You do that, Gina. I don't have much appetite either. It's early yet and there's still a lovely sun yet. And the wind seems to have settled. Yeah, just go and check on Polly and then let's have a walk. It'll do you good. Was she comfortable?
Yes, I mean, in and out of sleep. I'm worried. In spite of the doctor's diagnosis.
We are so like this island, Jean.
How so?
Waltzing through paradise, unexpectedly buffeted by storm. Dressed impeccably. Yet, what lurks beneath is the prehistoric shark.
Illusion and reality. Aye, there's the rub. Discovering who we are inside our skin.
The undiscovered world, both human and natural.
It's not just Polly. I mean, perhaps the doctor's right. We have nothing to worry about. But then there's this wind. It grates in my throat like acid.
As Samuel Butler suggested, spring is an overpraised season, more remarkable for its biting east winds than genial breezes.
It sings a solitary song that whistles in the wind.
Well, that's a wordsworthy contribution. I'll take this wind over man any time. Nature comes like a hurricane, cutting a nasty sway through everything indiscriminately. We reflect on why good men perish alongside bad. Well, men unsheathe their rapiers with discrimination. They choose their victims, anyone whose views of the world differ from theirs, or who refuse to come to heel. The trouble lies not in the wind and the stars, but within ourselves. Let's hope, pray, that this island doctor of yours isn't whistling in the wind.
Let's get back and check on it.
Dr. Lentz here. Hello. Ah, Mr. Tani. Yes, Mr. Tani. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Dr. Lentz here.
Otto! It is Fritz here, in Berlin. How is life in paradise?
Nothing exciting. The usual colds, flu, and occasional food poisoning. Not a plague of long ago. But the wind here has the island inmates on edge.
Ah, this simple life. I remember that wind, that borer. But can your medical skills cure it? You see, A.W. and I want to bring our wives on holiday. A.W. needs one. The hospital tires him so much that he hardly notices our new Germany. But don't mention that to him.
Oh, no, of course not. How are things in Berlin? I miss the excitement. The National Socialist Party doing well. We get little news here.
Oh yes, we are getting stronger every day. Soon our leader will slap down those who saddled us with their sigh. The time will come when we will be respected once again. Russia and those money lenders who created this chaos will pay. And then they will have to learn to crawl.
Such good news. He's really doing it then.
Oh yes, give us 10 years and you will not recognize the world. But I cannot talk more, Otto. Wait till we arrive in Brioni. Till then!
Till then!
Sent for Dr. Lentz again. She's taking a serious turn, I believe. What can we do?
If you're not happy with Lenz's diagnosis, we could always take her to the hospital in Poland. It's a rough seafaring, but there are other doctors there.
I feel I must do something. I'll have Tess inquire. Tess! Dr. Lentz, thank you so much for coming in. Please, go right in.
I'm sorry. Her situation is worse. She isn't adequately fighting the fever. She has weakened. We should not move her. I will go and sit with her for a while.
Let the doctor be with her, Jean. Let us walk. Just walk.
Why does it feel as if we are actors? Walking on a stage as if in a dream.
Such questions. You expect me to know the denouement? All my life, I've been trying to create stories, plots with truth and humour, but they are all a mystery. Then mystery begets wonder, then wonder sees us through. Maybe science has the answer. In antiquity, Homer thought of us as puppets being pulled about by fate's strings. Shakespeare thought of us merely as players, strutting and fretting an hour on the stage and then heard no more. The Torah and the Gospel made it much simpler. Trust in the Lord thy God, have faith.
Up ahead, St. Rocco's. Perhaps there are answers there.
A light, rather striking, illuminating the Crusader's cross.
Light. Yes. I need some light. Some light for her. For my song. My sanctuary. Myself. I'd give it all back. Money, fame, just...
Moments such as this, what can science do? Are we left to primitive deities and to black care? Wedded to despair?
I am a fragile supplicant. One who kneels. So little to offer, so much to ask. A miracle. A miracle to nourish my bride like yours in Cana. I beg for counsel, a whisper, some sign of hope. Please, to ease this helplessness, I do proclaim the mysteries of faith.
Ships flounder in the night, left at the mercy of the stars. Then men pray, tonic for the masses, the life raft for hopelessness. Sorry, Jean, dear friend. Just ignore me. Just ignore my own stoic thoughts and irreverent logic mean nothing now. You've held too many men at this very moment at their end. Perhaps St. Rocco is with you. May he give me strength to surrender my irreverence for our friendship. Words abandon me. There are no politics, no performances here. I've been gone too long. But Shakespeare, who writes my own working path, once wrote, there is a divinity that shapes our ends. We'll hew them how we will.
Avanti
Mamma, tu
avanti
sole,
popolo, bandiera
più
rossa,
bello il
bandiera rossa, avanti popolo,
O sole mio, oh sole,
Thank you. Grave diggers escape the stones, even on your day of rest.
Life is a rat. See, a rat.
Very well then. Let me speak. Like prisons, we find ourselves in cages where certainties are certain.
Well, I am certainly happy to be on top of the ground and not in it. Certainly.
I was certain once. Not so now. Listen, a sweet girl lies dying, and yet the old and the wretched march right on. Any ideas? Any ideas what lies beyond us? Beyond the mysterious curtain? More lies? Nothing at all? Or something?
Now it's you who are the digger, and it's way too deep for me. Be easier to swallow the priest's wafer and leave the rest to chance, eh? Amen, fratello.
So, it is agreed then. Our two wives and I will drag you to the Magic Island's full moon, Brione's miracle of light shining amongst the ruins. A tonic, even for a realist like you, Herr Doctor.
Yes, Fritz, your sentiment tugs at my sleeve. Together with this second sense, like a voice, telling me to go. And not simply so that our wives can shop and drink aperitifs and scan the boulevards for royalty. Well, Fritz, are you packed? The plane lifts off in 2 hours. We shall be in Brione before sunset.
I recommend sweaters and warm clothing. I've heard there are occasional winds. Oh, and your medical bag, my gallbladder.
Oh, good heavens, Fritz. You are such a romantic. No wonder you love Wagner so much. All right then. The realist and the romantic are off to Brione. And I shall of course have, rest assured, my tools in my trademark black satchel, so that your gallbladder can rest in peace.
Good. I have telephoned Dr. Lenz's office. They will find rooms for us. You will be delighted to meet him again. An old colleague who has chosen to live in paradise rather than in our chaotic city hospital.
Yes, though some seek paradise in order to shield themselves from the sad rigor of our work. Their craft, sweet words, and bedside manners. So, Fritz, with our wives, as predicted, off to the shops. Time now to meet up again with Dr. Lenz.
Yes, an old friend from school. He barely passed his exams and wisely took up a comfortable position as physician to the rich and famous. Following Asclepius' law, to do no harm.
Some of our politicians in Berlin would do well to remember that.
Hey! Dr. Meyer!
I am Dr. Meyer.
We have come from Dr. Lenz of Villa Punta, the American Countess, wife of the heavyweight champion, Gintani, dangerously ill. We asked you to come. Wait, first we must check your passports. No Bolsheviks here on Brioni. Eh, Doctor?
An interesting welcome. We must be quick, Fritz. I sense we are here for more than just a holiday.
Mr. Tan, I must have a look.
Certainly.
I regret to say, please prepare yourself for the worst, I'm afraid.
Are you sure?
I fear so. The fever is very high. Your immune system is not responding. The food poisoning has become acute. There seems to be little hope.
Diabolical. Does the doctor offer no hope?
I must be with her.
Of course. Of course. Let's speak to Charlotte and Tess.
Thank you.
I'm afraid, my dears. I'm afraid the doctor gives Polly little chance of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not ready for this. Don Darius Presbytery hardly accounted for it. Aren't wars sufficient? Don't you take enough from us? Calling it the will of whoever. I'm sorry, Jean, dear friend. I've listened to your St. Francis, make me an instrument of thy peace, and all that. There is no peace. A beautiful young woman lies dying amidst this foul wind and this human oppression, and nobody is doing anything about it. I can't. All my life I've found words for the human condition. Attacked prejudices, turned heaven and hell upside down. Identified the life force. Now, by God, sorry. I wrote how St. John's faith. Yet, the sums don't add up. Augustine Augustine said that death was nothing. That is a lie. In moments such as this, death is everything. Here I am, on beggar's bones. What must I do? Beat a rock against my chest? Whip myself with bushes of the rose? Wear a crown of thorns? What was it I made St. John say? What was it now? Ah, yes. A miracle is an event which creates faith. All right then. Show me a miracle. I should show. Hey.
Oh, please do come in, Doctor. You are most welcome. You may already know Dr. Watlands, perhaps.
Otto! Out of the way, woman. There are irregularities in Dr. Meyer's passport. They're not supposed to be.
We have a telegram from Berlin. One of these men has broken the law. He must be remanded to Germany.
You have no authority here. This is sovereign Irish soil. All citizens have immunity here. And as for you, Mr. Higgins, you are a disgrace. Now, you must leave. There is also a medical crisis. Leave now.
What's the problem, gentlemen?
Excuse me, Mr. Tani. We have strict instructions from Rome and from Berlin to place this man Meyer into custody.
There must be some mistake. These gentlemen are doctors.
No mistake. Our orders. We must return them to Berlin.
You know who I am, gentlemen. I don't doubt your authority. My wife, gentlemen, is gravely ill and may die without their help. I am asking you as a friend and a fellow combatant to help a woman who loves your island and your culture. One more thing. That man with you. He's been terrified by your bullying, I believe.
He supports our cause. He's one of us.
He's one of us.
Not so, Higgins?
I was afraid, sir. My mother is dying. I must get to her. To submit seemed to be the only way. To give in, sir, to lie. I was a coward, if you like. What else can I do?
Be
What else?
brave, man. That's what. Be who you are. Time is of the essence. I am grateful that you did not impede the doctors, but this is a good man. A loving and devoted son who needs you now to check his passport and let him join his dear mother. Do this now!
Am I forgiven, sir? Thank you. Thank you.
I'll write a note to Duce. May I include your names for appreciation? I'm sure I'd be glad to hear that some of his soldiers are human. Now go!
Dr. Smile, go quickly, please. There's little time.
Yes, of course. We must quickly check out. Fritz, my coat? Nothing. Fritz, it is obvious. Weak pulse, high temperature. Swollen lower right abdomen. Knee to the chest, sharp pains. Fritz, we have seen it 100 times. The appendix is ready. Vermiform appendicitis. And peritonitis is about to start too. We must be quick!
Mr. Tully, we must operate immediately. All is lost. Maybe it is not too late, but we must try. Where's the best place?
Where she is?
Where she is?
Right?
I'll settle her.
You're all right, but gently, gently.
Mr. Shaw, I fear we have failed these young people. So tragic and so sad.
Tragedy is a play, sir. A play where man's flaws are thrown against the world. This, sir, is science. Sad? My rash. There is no sadness in incompetence, only perfidy. You don't do medical science by administering martinis at cocktail parties in paradise.
But I did my best.
Man's decisions shape our lives. Their actions determine how we survive, either happy or in hell. Your own power, doctor, is that of diagnosis, of digging ditches.
Good. So far, so good. Now quickly, Fritz, have your chloroform.
Here, in the bag.
Right.
My operation, remember.
Thank you. Mr. Tully, would you be so good as to go into the next room? One patient here is enough. Now, that's good. Dr. Fritz, scalpel, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, clamp, please, Fritz.
Yes?
Thank you.
Force that through the green fuse drives the flower,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
drives her green age,
hallowed be thy name.
blasts the roots of trees, is the destroyer.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
And I am dumb to tell the crooked rose. Her youth is bent by that same wintry fever.
On earth as it is in heaven.
And I am dumb to tell the lover's tomb how at my sheet goes that same crooked worm.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Man, true nobility is exempt from fear.
In thy face I see a map of honor, truth, and loyalty.
Wake up, you two, I'm closing.
Catherine, my love, can't we stay here with you in this state of bliss?
Bliss, you say? In this wind? And the avocado is sending Massimo's murderer to Rome when she should add? And did you hear? The American boxer's wife, our famous guest, is dying.
No. Not the newlywed beauty I saw in the keynote 3 days ago. Oh, I don't believe it.
It's true. While you were sleeping it off, our world has turned upside down.
And what do you expect us to do?
You could do something.
Men like us have no power. We can't just snap our fingers and expect things to change.
Oh.
Life makes cuckolds of us.
It is true. Nothing left now but drink. At least then we can be strong and speak up as we lose ourselves in the purple haze of Dionysus.
Cowards! Men who can't face their own consciences!
Easy, girl. We did not make this world. We do not control it. Creation was written for us by another hand.
Look now. The wind is calm. The sun, though setting, is trying to join us. There is a certain nobility in twilights that can lift the hearts of all of us.
Gentlemen, a moment for hope. She lives. The infection is arrested, but she must go to a mainland hospital as soon as possible to prevent complications.
Oh, so fate has stepped in. Ha. How does one explain this, Mr. Houdini? I fear serendipity has placed Mysterium's foot upon my neck.
Yes, but only at this moment. She requires expert care and perhaps another procedure. Also, I am not sure just how long Fritz and I will be able to remain here before returning to Berlin. We have been very fortunate.
There is more than luck here.
We are truly grateful, Doctor. Yes, it is strange. The forces that brought you here seem more than coincidental.
As a man of science, I too question coincidence. There was a moment at the hospital in Berlin. An intuition. Doctors often make guesses based on their learning or their experience. That is all. But there is so much more. But in these days, free thinking is not encouraged.
You are too humble, sir. Your expertise triumphed here today by whatever forces brought you here. Oh, the breach was here before you came.
The breach is a rather common disorder, quite prevalent in men.
Now tell me, Doctor, what is the problem in Berlin?
No one is certain. There are echoes. It seems that the new leaders may not be conforming to the good offices of the German people.
And does your own generosity accede to the rising political tides?
We must wait and see.
We have an urgent message to the doctor.
It's always urgent with you. Wait here.
Tell them I'll be right along. I am sorry, sir. I'm called back to Berlin. It seems they are not happy. I must return to Berlin. Urgent business, it seems, with the money.
We've experienced the truth today here, Doctor. For me, a miracle. I cannot express. Tomorrow, soon, You must come back and check on Polly. And celebrate with us the miracle of Brioni. With scampi Provençal for irony and charity.
Yes, if it is permitted, thank you.
Fine. Now, I must get back and check on her. Till then.
Tell me, Doctor, I'm confused about this new government of yours. They seem bent on controlling everything.
Ah, the new one. He is only temporary. My good friend Paul Hindenburg has a firm grasp on the government. He is placating the rebel houses only in order to pacify some of the extremists.
I have read Mein Kampf, Doctor. The writer seems serious. What if he gains control?
The German people will never allow it. Our stubborn nature is just a shell. Underneath, we are a loving people. We shall do the right thing, eventually. And the militaristic clown, like so many others before him, will soon pass.
As happened with Oliver Cromwell.
I trust not. Now, but sir, I must go in order to see what all this fuss is about.
Not keep Mrs. Tully up too long from convalescing. Then we have to bundle her up to the hospital in Pola. Oh, sit down, Mr. Shaw.
It's refreshing to have you bossing me again, Tess.
And who's speaking his mind now then, eh? Like some Celtic creature of legend, all wind and thunder. Brioni's new wag.
That's my lassie. You can take the girl out of Killarney, but you can't take the blarney out of the girl. Tell me, Jean, is it a wonder that Irish women rule the world?
Come, GBS, there's a celebration we're having, not dueling with Celtic swords. Calm yourself, sit down, and pass the scampi.
Oh, Doctor, there's no need to feel embarrassed, I mean. Scampi's been problematic here for decades. Your first diagnosis was not unreasonable. Doctors, both, welcome. You've returned so soon.
Yes, we have been permitted to stay for a few minutes more. And we wanted to check on Mrs. Tunney, as well as toast you as to the happy outcome to this crisis. You don't get many examples of her illness here. The courtroom is unusually slow. Your conclusions were right for the island conditions.
You are all too kind. Charity is a gift we must all learn.
And for any doctor, the greatest news is that the patient is cured.
I am rarely perplexed, but this epiphany may have put the old GBS on the ropes. For now. But let us not burden our remembrances with a heaviness that is gone.
Brioni, this moment, this memory, no man is an island. We, my friends, in your country and ours, live in a fragile world. May Brioni bind us. May Polly's wounds be ours, so that we, strong and weak, Roman and Celt, Christian and skeptic, may stitch up our wounds and fight the true cause of despair, not just one another. We are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
We are such stuff as dreams are made on.
We are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little life is rounded
with a sleep.
Funicole,